Welcome everyone to part 7 of my episode 5 of Sports Talk with Coach Sywenky NFL Preview. I'm your coach, Kevin Sywenky, Lloydminster product, Lloydminster born. In this episode, we are going to go through the NFC East. So, with the fourth place team in the NFC East, Washington Redskins. RG3, Robert Griffin III, was drafted by this team to be the savior of this team, the knight in shining armor with Mike Shanahan. The hype around the number 2 overall pick is ridiculous. The hype machine, it's crazy. The Gatorade Subway commercial boy is making ridiculous hype for himself. Last year's Heisman winner, said to be better than Michael Vick, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady combined. Crazy, right? And he hasn't even played a single down of football of the regular season yet. Hype. Gotta love the media. Expect the RG3 to have a decent rookie season, though, in all fairness. He is playing for the Washington Redskins, though, so it'll be a down season. The offense is surrounded around him, which can be a good thing for the guy. The only thing with him, he probably will throw a few interceptions, seeing as safeties and corners love to feast on these rookie quarterbacks. RG3's main targets will be Santana Moss and Pierre Garçon, the two wide receivers, and then the tight end Fred Jackson. Each guy will have an average season getting passes from the run first quarterback. He is more of a Michael Vick who doesn't love to throw first. He likes to run first. So don't expect any of these guys to get over 1,000 yards. Don't even expect them to get anywhere close, maybe around 800 or so. So I guess you can consider it close, but it's still off from 1,000 yards, which you expect to be good seasons for these guys. The running game is when RG3 does not have the ball in his hands. Off the snap, the three-way running back handcuff with Roy Helu, Evan Royster, and Alfred Morris. All three guys are relative unknowns. I don't even know who these guys are really. That's really all I could say. Roy Helu, can't say anything about him. They did also have Tim Hightower, who they cut because of injury problems, but they cut him, so that would be the only guy that would have been known of this offense, but because they cut him, that's it. Through Washington, though Washington has a good pass rush, but with the schedule they'll be lit up on weekly basis. RG3 will be at the bottom of the NFC East and a 5-11 record. So the third place team in the NFC East will be the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones's Dallas Cowboys are led by Tony Romo. Romo's back for another year. He's going to be playing in Jerry Jones's playground, the huge and amazing Cowboy Stadium, one of the places that I want to go visit. That's one of my dream things. That's one of the things on my bucket list is to go see that stadium. Romo will put up numbers like he usually does, but he'll be under scrutiny as he hasn't done much for the Cowboys to bring them to that promised land. Everyone in Dallas, they are America's team. America. They want that title in Dallas. So, he hasn't done that for him. One playoff win, you're going to get scrutinized from here on out, Romo, especially with your contract up in a couple years. It's a tough QB schedule for Romo, so that doesn't help him out either. He's going to be in tough this year. Jessica Simpson, he banged Jessica Simpson, so he does have one up. Good job, Tony Romo. Miles Austin, Dez Bryant are Romo's two receiving targets. Both are stars in Dallas. Dallas's offense, but are not top receivers in this league. Both need to prove they are a top 10 receiver. Both are on the cusp of breaking that shattered barrier, but they could easily do that this season without a problem if Romo has a good season. Jason Witten will be Romo's favorite target as always. That's his quarterback, Tony Romo, Jason Witten. When Jason Witten returns from his spleen injury, which will probably be around week 4 or 5, but until then, Tony Romo will be using Dez Bryant and Miles Austin quite a bit. DeMarco Murray will be the feature back in Dallas' offense. He will have 1,000 rushing yards without a problem because Tony Romo can't throw all day. He doesn't have that ability. If he does lose his step, and last season was a fluke, Felix Jones will come in without a problem. The dude's a good guy as well. He's a good running back. Both guys are good running back, but DeMarco Murray still has to prove himself in my eyes. Dallas' defense is average at best, but is going in the right direction, grabbing a good defensive prospects in this last year's draft if they pan out. That's the biggest thing, if they pan out. Well, without that, Dallas is 8-8 and will have a 500 record. Tony Romo, scrutiny is coming. So the second place team in the NFC East will be the Philadelphia Eagles. Michael Vick shall be leading the Eagles once again into the season. If Vick can survive the season without injury, the Eagles will be set to contend. But it's all up to Vick. Vick's already been injured twice this preseason. That's pretty shaky. If you're an owner of Michael Vick, you should be scared. Straight up scared. We'll see what he does. It's always fun to watch Michael Vick. He's always got that run and pass game that he's done so well since he's come into the league. Expect big things if Michael Vick can be stuck. If the Vick goes down, which will probably happen even if it's just for 2 or 3 games, they'll turn to rookie Nick Foles. Vick is in tough with a tougher schedule and division as well, so he'll go down for 2 or 3 games or just be rested. It's all going to come down to what's expected and what needs to happen with this team. LaShawn McCoy is the star of the offense. Straight up, Michael Vick might be, he's done his dog fighting and stuff like that. He's the big guy, big name of this. LaShawn McCoy is the star. McCoy can be put in the convo for the best running back in the league. And McCoy had crazy numbers last year. He had almost 20 touchdowns combined between his receiving and rushing, which is straight ridiculous in the NFL. And though teams will be keying in on McCoy this year, he'll still put up crazy numbers. He'll still have a crazy amount of touchdowns, and they will be surreal. Expect big things from LaShawn McCoy this year, as always, and we'll be expecting the future of this guy. Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin are Vic's primary targets. Jackson is looking to have a bounce-back year with a new contract, and with the athletic ability that he has, it's not out of the question. Deshaun Jackson is a guy that returns punts, returns kicks for this Eagles team. Without a question, will have a great season for this Eagles team once again. Maclin will also have a good season, but Jackson will have a better season. These guys will go hand in hand really much. Vic will go after each guy, but Deshaun Jackson will have the better season over Jeremy Maclin. Brent Selleck is the tight end of this team and will be one of those primary down by the goal line receiving dudes if it's not going to LaShawn McCoy. Eagles defense is tough. Even though it has lost some guys over the offseason, they'll still put their dream team together in a way. But the Eagles will finish with a 9-7 record and will just miss the playoffs by a game. So, with the winner of the NFC East will be last year's Super Bowl champions, the New York Giants. Eli Manning is now considered an elite quarterback. You cannot question the dude. He's got a second Super Bowl title ring on his finger, more than his brother, who's considered the best quarterback of all time, or one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Eli will have another great season, continue his dominance to be known as an elite QB and the greats. Manning will be looking for his third championship, and that's without a question. Now that I have said that he'll be in the playoffs, he will be in a great run to those playoffs once again. And he'll pass towards 4,700 yards without a question. He has the tools to do it. Victor Cruz was that sleeper that came out of nowhere last year. If you had Victor Cruz from your Week 1 fantasy draft last year, I call bullshit, and you just wanted to grab some guy that you did not know and thought, this guy might have a good season. So Victor Cruz was that guy, and he'll be looking to build on his surprise season last year. Dude, if you don't love that salsa dance, you are straight weird. Hakeem Nicks is that number 2 option for Eli, and look to build on his decent career as well. Nicks has been a reliable receiver for Eli Manning and will continue that. Manning is down Mario Manningham, who went to the new San Francisco Giants, so that will make a difference for these teams. Martellus Bennett will look to get out of Jason Witten's shadow from Dallas. He's now on his own in New York and will be a good receiving target for Eli Manning. That's a good thing for Manning. He will actually need this tight end help this year. Ahmad Bradshaw is the top back in New York, but look for the first round draft pick David Wilson to grab some carries and hopefully be a handcuff back with Bradshaw. Bradshaw will easily grab 1,000 yards, maybe just a little bit over, probably around 1,100 or so. Don't expect big things from Ahmad Bradshaw, but expect bigger things from David Wilson coming out eventually here. The Giants' defense is stellar. That's why they win these games. Tom Coughlin has one of the best defensive schemes in all of the NFL. That's why he's won 2 Super Bowl titles when the rope was hanging from his neck. They wanted to pitch him right out of this league. So that's it for him. This won't be the end for him. He's going to make the playoffs once again and lead this team to great things. Look for them to continue the stellarness in New York. The Giants will battle to the division till the very last week of the season. Week 17, they play the Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams will be sitting at an 9-6 record, and look for the Giants to win that game. They win the division. The Eagles miss out in the tough NFC conference. So that's the end of part 7, ladies and gentlemen, my NFC East preview. Hope you liked this video. If you did like it, give it a like. If you think I am totally wrong, if you think the Eagles are going to grab this division, if you think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be America's team and win the Super Bowl, put them farther up. If you think they're going to grab the wild card, put that down there too. I want to hear some comments. So please subscribe to my channel, Coach Swankmeister. I will be putting out new videos when I can, making sure my school schedule is intact as well. So until next time, stay classy.